Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a repair video for Mr. Paul Quadrado. As you can see, we got our wind damaged shingle right here. Lifting shingle already. You can see the creasing over here at the top. We are on the left facing slope of Mr. Quadrado's roof. It is 75 degrees today. And here's just a quick overview shot of the workspace area before we go ahead and get started with this repair. Let's take a look at the rest of the roof before we get started. So you can see another wind crease shingle lifting. Go here. Got some more crease shingles over here on the other slopes. Got some missing. Then we also have a tarp that I had placed previously. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. So the repair shingle I had previously, it was torn, so I'm just going to be using the same shingle to conduct this repair. And again, I'm here by myself, so I got my tripod set up. Let's go ahead, just place this, make sure I got a good angle for you guys. We can go ahead and start the repair. Alright, so before I get started, I just want to go over my tools. So you got your standard pry bar with a P-hook on the end. This is the tool we're going to be using to actually unseal the shingles as well as remove the nails. See how thin it is? Real nice, sharp and smooth compared to your standard roof snake, which is just really big on the end. If we use this to unseal the shingles, we're going to just end up tearing the shingles, guys. You can see a good comparison next side by side. This is way thinner, good for unsealing shingles and conducting repairs. Well, this is going to be used for something else. We're actually going to be using this to put the nails back into place to finish up our repair. And then we also have our standard hammer that we're going to be using for the repair as well. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so before I get started, I just want to mark exactly where the seam is. I don't know if I showed you guys in the video, but if we get a closer look, you can actually see that the seam ends there. So the seam ends there. So to make my life a little easier, I'm just going to go ahead and mark the ends of my workspace. So now I know exactly what shingles I need to unseal. Alright, let's go ahead and conduct the repair video. Alright, so this is already lifted. I'm going to have to finish up this row. So what I'll be doing as I unseal the shingle, I'll keep my palm down, fingers up. That way I keep nice even pressure on the shingle without causing any rips or tears. Just go ahead and go in with the pry bar. Not too bad. Check for mat. Not really seeing any mat. Alright, now we got that first row unsealed. Let's go ahead and start with the next. For mat as always. And again, I keep my palm down, fingers up in the air, nice even pressure. That way I just can't go all willy-nilly and end up tearing the shingle. This is a repair at the end of the day. Don't need to cause any unnecessary damage. All I want to do is just make sure the shingle is nice and sealed properly. Oh, unsealed, sorry. All right, so one more for this row. Let's get a little closer. I don't know if I mentioned in the video, but we are on the lowest part of the slope as well, on the left facing slope of Mr. Quadrado's property. All right, so that's another row unsealed. Let's go ahead, make sure my hammer doesn't fall. And let's go ahead and unseal the top row. Again, palm down, fingers up in the air, nice even pressure. Check for mat, we're all good. All right, last one for the row, and then we can continue. And we look like we're good to go. So now that we got everything unsealed, let's go ahead and conduct the repair. So what you're gonna notice is that I don't lift the shingle up more than I have to, just enough to see where the nail is, and then I go in with my pry bar and remove the nail. So I'm gonna lift it up with just one finger, just enough to see where the nail is. Go in there, press low pressure, and the best way to do this, really the only way to do this, just go in there one-handed and just finish removing that nail. That way the shingle isn't lifted any higher than it needs to be. All right, so we're just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna lift the shingle up one finger, rest of the fingers up in the air, never on the same shingle. If need be, I'll rest it on the shingle above it. We'll go in there, put a little pressure down, pop that nail out with one hand. All right, let's go again. And I'm not lifting the shingle up more than 30 degrees, just enough to make sure I can see where the nail is, and then I can remove it properly and efficiently. This one looks like it's actually a little higher. You can see I'm not using too much pressure, just enough. Remove it. So this one's higher up. I'm gonna have to use the other end. Had to use the other end to remove that one. All right, so it looks like everything from this row. Let's go ahead and continue on the top row. Again, fingers up in the air, thumb lifting the shingle. If need be, I'll just rest my fingers on the shingle above it, but never the shingle I'm lifting up, never the same shingle. All right, put some pressure, go in there one-handed, and you're good to go. We'll do a little less chatting and remove the rest of the nails so we can continue with the rest of the video. I believe we've only got about one more nail. Should be everything. Go ahead. Yep. Looks like that's everything for our shingle. And something I am noticing right now is that there was a little bit of granule loss just doing that removal. As you can see, I didn't lift the shingle up more than 30 degrees. And I was very gentle. Went in one-handed with the nails. But this is what we're looking at right now. So this was our wind damaged shingle. And then you can see that is just with that very little movement of lifting the shingle, they were already starting to see some cracking. All right. So like I mentioned before, I did have a replacement shingle previously, but it was ripped on my way over here. So we're going to be using this same shingle putting it right back into place. All right, go ahead, just slide that right in. All right, so now we're going with our roof snake. We're gonna be placing the nails right here. We're just gonna be nailing everything back into place. Different holes, obviously. Make sure everything is nice and sealed and flush. So the beauty of this tool just allows you to lift it up. Just lift it up just enough, just to get the tool underneath. Find the new plot, and then you just go in. Make sure the nail's straight. Just hammer away. I always just pop it out a little bit, just so I can land it right on top. Make sure the nail sunk in all the way. All right, so that's the first one. Excuse me. Just go in again. Lift the shingle up no more than 30 degrees, just enough to fit the tool in. Got one thumb on lifting up the shingle. Rest of my fingers are in the air. We just go in and top it right off. Two more nails for this row. And notice, guys, I'm not hammering aggressively, just enough to make sure the nail gets all the way through the decking. But I am seeing a bit more of that granule loss that I mentioned before. So once I'm done, I'll have you guys come in and we'll take a closer look of the results of our repair. All right, that row is done. We're on to the last row. Yeah, lift the shingle up no more than I need to. Let me just hammer in these last two nails, do a little less chat for you guys. Make sure that's flush all the way. Yep, it is. Last nail. All right, so it looks like we got all the nails back into place. The shingle is nice and secured. So let's go ahead and get a closer look. All right, so like I mentioned before, you can see right here, and then you can see again, this was our previously wind damaged shingle. It's already lifting, and then this is a direct result from the repair. And also a little bit of shadow. You can see, let me get my chalk out. You can see cracking here, 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 here. This one actually looks like it passed. But get a closer look. See the cracking. This is a direct result from the repairs. See, all the way across. And again, I took my time with the repairs. I didn't lift the shingle up more than I had to. You can see here as well. This one passed. You can see right across there, and then here as well. And this is the direct result from conducting the repair. I took my time, didn't lift the shingle up more than I had to, was very gentle while hammering the nails back into place. But this is just, this is just what we got from conducting repair. Even while taking our time and being gentle, the shingle is just not in a repairable state. And like as I mentioned before, we are on the lowest part of the slope of conducting this repair. So if we do continue to push upwards, we're just going to be running into the same issues, causing more damage than good. So this repair is going to be considered a fail. And again, I took my time with the repair, didn't do anything that was unnecessary. This is just the result, guys. Let's do good by Mr. Quadrado and push for a full roof replacement. Just going to be running into these same issues if we continue to push upwards with these repairs. You guys enjoy the rest of your day and stay safe.